Hey guys, welcome. My name is David Oliveira. You have joined Divine University. And this video is our onboarding video. It's the overview and basics of how to be a real estate agent and an entrepreneur. And you'll see I'll bring up the slide deck here and we will get started. Okay, this is going to be fairly in-depth. Take notes. I've done quite a bit of research, and this is the culmination of my experience as an overview. We're going to go in depth in a lot of these topics, but it's good for you to understand the basics. So allow me to open the slideshow up. This is our logo, Divine Real Estate, and this is our onboarding video. This slide is for pointing out that now that you have your license, you are an entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur is going to show you a lot of things and allow you to think differently, okay? Being an entrepreneur means that you have to continue your learning and education, or else you will not be able to keep up with your competitors. You'll have to adapt. You will have to understand metrics and numbers. You will have to make efforts and make time, manage time, so time management. There is going to have to be mentors that surround you. You might have to change your, friends, so to speak, or allow some friends not to bring you down if they're being negative. There is a lot that gets surrounded around this. So pointing out that you're an entrepreneur and becoming a business person is important to me because it is the overarching idea that you will have to take this on full head on. That, by the way, you can do this part-time. Okay, it's not like you have got to switch and quit your job tomorrow. You can do this part-time, but in your part-time, be focusing on these tasks and this furthering of your education and managing your time so that you can still be consistent with your work ethic on your business specifically. Okay, and being a real estate agent, finding time to be that real estate agent. Okay, a lot of real estate agents, when they first start, don't get that. Okay, so I just want to point that out there right away. I get this a lot when agents come in and they're just like, I want to do real estate. I want to be a real estate agent on the side. I just want to, okay, well, what do we do on the side? You're an entrepreneur. That's what we do on the side. And I'm going to go way more in depth on this right now. Okay, so let's first talk about education, business education. There are certain people that may speak to you, and I would advise you to go find those people and podcasts and groups of people and educators on specifically business, self-education as well, how to be better as an individual and learn yourself better. It's very wise to learn about yourself and any faults that you might have and any benefits that you have, your strengths and weaknesses. I've taken personality tests and different educational courses and learned that I'm good at certain things and I'm bad at certain things. For instance, just to give you an example, while we're on the topic, I'm not very good with detail-oriented work. When I have to do it, I am good at it, but I've got to force myself to sit there and do it. And I'm actually only good for a certain amount of time, and then I totally peter out. I'm much better at things like sales and talking with people and being out in the field and managing higher view topics and directions and vision for the companies. So I've listed here a couple of individuals and people that I've followed in the past. And so take this list and go maybe listen to some of these groups and podcasts and people and see what speaks to you. And why I keep pointing that out, speaking to you, because there are voices out there that you will hear better than others. There are voices that are, for some reason, you'll hear them, okay? So for instance, an example on that, because that might be sort of silly when you're hearing it, is let's say your parents tell you to save money. Uh, Save money, save money, save money. In your whole life, you never save money. And then you meet with somebody who's inspirational to you and you hear them and they say, well, hey, now it's time to save some money. And then all of a sudden there's that shift where, okay, now maybe I need to start taking this more seriously. And then you do. There have been people like that, I'm sure, surrounding you that you hear more than other people. And so that's big. That's a big thing. I've had a lot of different mentors, and sometimes I'm just not hearing it. I'm a type of person that can be fairly aggressive and upfront with my education, and I need people to tell me exactly what I'm doing wrong and not to beat around the bush. So if someone's like, well, maybe we should try this, no, I need to know exactly what I am doing right and wrong. And so that is personalities that speak to me. And that might be some of these individuals that you can follow. If you need to follow other people, there are a lot of other great salespeople and educational people out there that can help you in the realm of business, but this should get you in the direction of what you're looking for. Gary Vaynerchuk with VaynerMedia, Patrick Bet-David with Valuetainment, Jordan Belfort with the Wolf's Den. He's a salesman. You know, whether you like the guy or not, as an individual with Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort was a successful salesman. I enjoyed his sales education programs, and I take sales education programs from people that I like and don't like. And it's just because I want to understand different sides. Hormozy is another guy with Leela, his wife. So let's go on to the next slide here. Okay, this is important to understand. Let me take a sip here. Excuse me, sorry. So the sales funnel, every sales person follows this in every single business there is. This is how it works. The sales funnel, if you've never seen this before, which many people probably have, this is the real estate sales funnel. Okay. And I will explain it here for people who don't know what a sales funnel is. Clients and future clients will be procured in a certain way. You will do, let's just say, for example, cold calls or postcards, or you'll buy leads on Zillow, or you'll know your family members. And so you will perform activities. You will do these types of marketing tactics along with just telling other people in person events about what you do. As now you're licensed and you're a real estate agent, or you're going to be. You will perform activities. The activities that you are going to perform are going to lead to people understanding what you do and how you do it. Now, out of those people, let's say you tell 100 people, 10 of those people might turn out to be leads where they're, okay, yes, Dave, I do understand that you're a real estate agent now, and I'm looking to buy a house, or I own a property and I want to sell it, or I will in the future. Perfect. That is a lead. I'm going to hold on to that person's information, and I'll show you here in different ways to do that in the best way possible that can earn you the most success. That person is a lead. Okay, great. Mr. Smith, let's meet to talk about specifically what your goals are and what I can do to help you out as a professional. So that is when an appointment will be made. And then from that appointment made, that person will show up. You'll end up conducting that appointment. And then after you conduct that appointment and you guys agree and learn about each other, that person becomes a client. Okay. And as you see, I'm going down the list here, and it's getting smaller and smaller as we go, where fewer people make it to the bottom of the pile. So that person's a client, then you'll help them find a home, we'll say in this instance, and then you'll get them under contract. After they go into contract, then they will go and go to escrow. They'll put money into escrow. That's what the E is. And then it will turn into dollars, because at every step of the way, not everybody that goes in escrow is going to close and turn into, say, dollars at the bottom of the sales funnel. At every step of the way, there is a conversion rate, a percentage of people that come through, and everybody's is a little different, but there are some industry standards that you can sort of abide by. And I will go through that roughly with you right now with what the industry is currently, just to give you a sense and an idea. It changes all the time. Okay. So if you're watching this in the future and that doesn't make sense, I apologize, but it is what it is now. I talk with a lot of other brokers across the country that do thousands of sales, and this is generally the numbers that I get from even my mentors in the business, in the brokerage business. I have mentors in all of my ventures. So out of, let's say, 1,000 activities, underneath that should be about 10% of those turn out to be conversations and leads, okay? And out of that, about 10% of those people, 8 to 10% of those people can be appointments made, okay? So let's say we started with 1,000 people that we reached out to through activities, and we ended up having 100 conversations with those people. And then underneath that, only 10 people were appointments conducted. Now, to go right to the bottom of this, just to make it easier, we can actually get more in depth on the rest of it. Out of those 100 people that you end up having a conversation with, you'll get 10 appointments, and out of 10 appointments, it takes 6 to get a closing, 5 to 6. So out of those, you should get 1 to 2 closings. Okay. We will define what activities you can perform, some general lead generation ideas here next, and we will go through the rest of the topics as well. In the future, in Divine University, you'll see the much more in-depth education on how to best use every lead generation source and everything else there. But this is just a general overview of a sales funnel and a general overview of how it works out. You will talk to many, this is the numbers game. You will talk to a certain amount of people will turn into money. We'll go into slides a little bit later too, that will also talk about, okay, if you have a goal of making X amount of dollars, then we can reverse this sales funnel and know exactly how many people you need to talk to yearly to hit your goal. So you can have standard numbers. And it isn't like a lot of real estate agents at their business, they have 20 deals under agreement and no business. A lot of business, no business, and they don't understand why. This sales funnel and understanding it can help you smooth out your income and have a consistent recurring capital. And this is why we say we need to turn this into a business, and you're an entrepreneur now, because it helps you not think like, oh, well, I need to do a certain amount of dollars to get rid of my job. Just to say, if that was one of your goals, to eliminate your job, or even just to make an extra couple of dollars, say $20,000, $10,000, just to make an extra vacation every year. How do you do that consistently? And this is how. Okay, understanding the logic and the numbers. And I'm not going to give you the full overview now of this, but we will get into that in the future. So this leads us to what we can do. I'm going to just jump back here in the activities. Okay, what are the activities that make us money? What is it that we do specifically that allows us to put people into this funnel and bring them to the bottom of the funnel? It starts with money-making activities. Activities is the key word. Okay, I'm going to jump back again just to point it out. Activities at the top. We're going to jump into specific money-making activities that can earn you dollars. And it's getting in touch with more people, educating more people on what it is you do, and that you're a professional in that realm. So setting appointments, obviously. So if you have past clients, or if you have a list of people that you're already working with, leads, then you can reach out to those leads continuously and try to set appointments with them. Okay. So if you follow, you have to follow up with people sometimes 6 to 8 times before you get an appointment, or even sometimes even talk with the individual. So underneath that is reach outs. Okay, reach outs is a term that is in the real estate industry used pretty well. So I'm going to educate you on what a reach out is. A reach out is any touch to anyone at all. So you can call people, you can email them, mail them, text them, or in person, let them know that you're a real estate agent and that you can help them buy or sell. And just, do they have a need? Okay, that's money-making activities. That's all it is. Once you start getting business in the future, then we can show you how to scale that and how to keep it going. But ultimately, when you don't have any deals, this is what you focus on. And also, even when you do have deals, how to focus on just managing that capital and income that should already come in, and also grow potential future business to keep the flow of money coming in every single month. You're going to get busy at times, potentially, if you do this successfully. And so if you have 3 to 4 or 5 deals under agreement in a month, you're going to be very busy with those transactions, or 10 or 20 transactions in a month. So how do I manage those, put that off to the side, and then also work on continued lead gen to keep that business going? This is where you can start to, I'm going to jump back again. How do we put these activities into work as a real estate agent specifically? You will need to create a to-do list, okay? I have already created one for you as if I was a brand new real estate agent. You'll be able to download it, I believe, below this video, potentially on the side of the video. So download that to-do list, take a look at it. Even if you're seasoned, take a look at it. Just make sure that there isn't anything on there that you couldn't add to your own current to-do list. To-do lists are imperative. We are human. We make mistakes. We forget things. And when your business gets going, you are going to forget past people that you've talked with. You're going to forget conversations that you've had. That's why it's important to take notes. We'll get into some of that. But here is a list of quick tips that I came up with when creating your to-do list or keeping your list ongoing that I already give you if you use that as a template. So I'm going to read through these. Begins with a goal and create an estimated time of completion for every task below it. Now, let's say your goal, for instance, was to make $100,000 in real estate in 1 year. That might not be your first year. So let's create bite-sized tasks underneath that $100,000, and I'm going to help you do that later in further videos. But ultimately, the point here is create a goal, and then we're going to list things underneath it to get that goal done. Right down to what we can do right now and today to get that goal done. Sometimes creating that goal will be to just learn more. Sometimes we just have to learn more. Okay, I'm going to put this video up over here so it looks like, there we go. And then create an estimated time of completion. If you have a goal that is just a dream, okay, you just have a dream at that point. I have a dream of making $100,000. If you put a date on it, that's when it becomes a goal. So put some number on it that you think is feasible. It could be a year from now. It could be 5 years from now. It could be anything you want it to be, as long as it has a date and you believe it. Even if it's a little bit of a stretch, okay? Put a date on it and be confident that you can achieve it. And I believe that you will be able to. We're not going to jump too much into the law of attraction and manifestation or anything like that in this video. I might make a couple of other videos on kind of how, that's worked for me, sometimes why I think it works for other people. And, sometimes, some people are fickle on it and whatnot. That's why I don't want to delve into it too much, but okay. Breaks down to be specific. I kind of pointed this out already, but have tasks that can be performed and actually acted on, an actionable list. Which I say here underneath, put somewhere obvious. You want your to-do list to become a habit that you look at every day, okay? And if not every day, at least every couple days. So put it in your memo on your phone, print it out and keep it with you, write notes in it, change it around, look at it often, put it in your calendar to look at it at least once a week, once every couple days, so that you can stay focused on the tasks that have to be performed, because we get caught up in our habits of our everyday life. And if you want to try to do this and it's new for you, then keep your to-do list near you. It will help you start to be consistent. It needs to be actionable. So a goal is just a dream. I want to make $100,000. Okay, doing what? How are you going to do it? Right? Or else it's just never going to happen. So it's going to be actionable. Never ends. I wrote never ends here. My mouse works perfect. So never ends is something that I believe in. Your to-do list will never end if you're working on your business the right way and using your to-do list the right way. Because your first to-do list is let's perform some activities. Next, how do we get better at those activities? How do we increase our conversion rates so more people make their way down the funnel to end up earning you dollars and getting more people helped with your professional advice and opinion. And so it never ends. Once, then you have to follow up with people, past clients. How did I do? Do you know anyone else? Would you like to do a testimonial? Sending them gift cards and Christmas cards and things like this. It's never ending. It will never end. As you perform one task, it just opens the door to other tasks. Ongoing education should be listed and specific in your goal. Specific so you know exactly what you have to do. Ongoing education to be listed is something that needs to be in your to-do list. Not everybody is out there being educated further in their lives. Statistically, it's relatively extremely small in percentage of individuals. So add it to your business and make it business oriented. Make it specific to the activities that you're going to choose and you're going to perform. Okay. So what else do we have here? Keep business and personal separate. You should have a business to-do list and a personal to-do list. If you do have a to-do list already personally, keep them separate. It can be in your personal business to look at your business to-do list, but don't get them convoluted, because then prioritization of your to-do list gets messed up, and you should keep them prioritized. Be realistic with your time frames to complete tasks. Be realistic in the sense that you believe it can be achieved. It's that simple. I might believe a different goal than what you believe. And so be realistic so that you'll actually work on it. If it's too far in excess, you won't do it. Download our to-do list that we created for you as a new agent. I had mentioned that already. So let's jump on here. Okay, so I'm going to jump back to the previous slide. We've got CRMs here. The previous slide talks about creating specific goals that can be actionable. A CRM is a customer relationship management software. It could be anything. I actually advise and help you get educated in different CRMs. I still use Excel in different businesses that I have because I don't have a ton of people. HubSpot is fantastic because it's free at first. So is Excel and Google Spreadsheets if you want to use it, or any sheets platform like that, Spreadsheets, where you basically put the person's name, you put what they're interested in buying, you put their contact information, and you put notes in every time you talk with them and follow up with them consistently, because just like them, just like you, they have things that they're doing every day, and sometimes buying a home or selling their home isn't at the top of their mind, or it's not something that they want to do right now. And I believe it's important to stay at the top of mind, at the top of their mind, to make sure that they know that you're a professional and know that you're willing to help them and you want the business and you know what you're doing. And if you keep following up with them, there's a good chance that they'll believe that you're going to follow up with buyers for their home. So they're going to believe that you are good for them and you're a good salesperson to help them achieve the maybe list price that they want, or can negotiate for them if they're a buyer. So get familiar with CRMs. As you perform activities, you are going to get leads. Those leads should be entered into a CRM. That is where we start to come down the funnel here, okay, in a general sense. Next, I'm going to explain types of leads before I go into lead generation activities, which are money-making activities. Types of leads. In real estate, there are 3 types of leads. And just so you know, any leads lead lead generation technique can work with consistency. Just find what you're good at by choosing 3 to 5 lead generation tactics, which we get in depth on. Choose 3 to 5 lead generation tactics. And with those 3 to 5 lead generation tactics, you are going to perform those 3 lead gen tactics for about 3 to 6 months. And then you are going to see which ones you work best with, which ones work for you, and you are going to do that one more and eliminate the other ones and choose new lead generation tactics after 3 to 6 months. I hope you write that down, go back and replay what I had said. It's very important. I don't want to keep reiterating it, especially for people who are somewhat familiar with sales, getting into real estate. So 3 lead generation tactics. There is free leads, and those just take time and effort, or relatively free. Let's say postcards are in there too. You just buy a stamp and an envelope and you write up a letter or print it out here in the office. Those are free. They usually just take time and effort. Cold calls, door knocking, things like this. Sphere of influence, telling your friends and family, posting on social media, things like this are free. Posting in classifieds, there's quite a few. Paid in advance. This is where you take capital in the front end and you buy leads. Okay. These are platforms like Zillow. You'll pay $300 and you'll get a lead. Okay. And some people put $3,000 up and buy 10 leads. And it's over the course of a month, or there's that might be a little pricey. There are some cheaper platforms that provide leads. And just be sure to check reviews on the companies that are cheaper. Let me just take a sip here. Okay. The final lead type is paid at closing. These are websites and platforms that provide leads to you 100% for free. And they take 30 to 40% of the entire commission due to the brokerage. Okay, prior to us having a split. So for instance, if the commission check to Divine Real Estate was $10,000, then they take $3,000, and then the agent and the brokerage splits the remaining $7,000. Okay, so they take a huge chunk of the money from those, but they only take from the leads that close. So it can be a great platform to get started. It's not necessarily something you want to do forever as a real estate agent, I believe. As you start to build up your book of business and you have more referrals and paid in advance and free leads, then the paid at closing isn't something you're going to be relatively excited about. Let's move on here. This brings us to the different lead generation types. These are all the lead generation tactics that you can perform as a real estate agent. There is a bunch of new ones that haven't been added on, like AI stuff and things that I'm not totally familiar with. These are the lead generation sources that were out there when I was a real estate agent, because I made a list of them. And I kept up with the list. I took the list from another real estate agent and I kept growing the list and working on the list. I delve into all of these. And you should type them all in and learn about all of these. For the sake of time, I will maybe just point out a couple here. A lot of these are free, like agent referrals, cold calling. I believe Craigslist is still free. Direct mail is relatively cheap. Door knocking is free. Expireds are free. Facebook is free, not the lead ads. For sale by owners is free. Friends and family, free. So a lot of free ones here, okay? Open houses you can conduct for free. If you don't have a listing, you can help another real estate agent perform open houses on their listings. So the next lead ad type was the paid in advance, and that's companies like Zillow, ZBuyer. There is quite a few others that you can do some research on in here. And then thirdly, companies like Fast Expert was a platform that I believe got bought out. There is OpCity for Rhode Island. That is a free lead source, but they take 30 to 40%. in the back end. And as the brokerage, I have to sign something that says that I agree to the split and stuff. Just send that over to me and give me a call and a heads up, and I'll be sure to agree to give the commission as long as you fully understand how it works. I don't want you to be sad when they take a big piece of the commission in advance, but free leads could be beneficial for you. So without going too much into all of these, you can research these. You can go out there and look at other opportunities, things like squeeze pages on websites. Do some research on YouTube and type in some different other lead generation sources. I can keep you busy, very, very busy. The last thing that happens to any real estate agent around me is they tell me that they don't have anything to do, and I will definitely give them many things to do after asking them some questions about where they are in their business currently. There is numerous things that can be added to a to-do list, and usually a big piece of it is lead generation in this list right here. So let's go on. Okay, so as I promised to talk about some of the goal setting in the visualization and how to make that come to fruition. Let's say, for instance, an individual comes to me and they want to, and this, by the way, before I go into this more, this can be duplicated and recreated for you, just the same math. And if you have a problem doing the math, just give me a call and let me know what your goal is and the area that we're going to be working in, and you will be able to obtain and know exactly how many deals that you're going to have to complete in order to get to your goal. Okay, and this is reverse engineering the sales funnel, understanding your goal, understanding how many deals you need to do to get to that goal. And then the next slide, we'll talk about how to get that many deals done. How many people do I have to talk to? What are the lead generation tactics? And then it demystifies exactly how to get to your goal of $100,000. 100%, you figured it out. I have a goal of $100,000. I need to get to 15 people, which might mean I have to talk to 1,000 or 3,000 people or 3,000 reach outs in the course of a year, or 12,000 reach outs in the course of a year. So I need to talk to whatever the math is, say 10 people every single day or 70 people a week. And then I'll go to my lead generation sources and figure out how to go talk to 70 people every single week. And if you talk to 70 people every single week, then you will hit your $100,000 goal. Unless there's an issue with the conversion rates down the sales funnel, which maybe you need to get better at certain things, or maybe you have much better success, which actually happens more often than not. People are better at this than they think they are. So let's continue to start to reverse engineer this. Let's say you have a $100,000 goal. The average home sale price in your market might be $350,000, which is relatively low. So $350,000 times 2.5%. And the reason why I'm taking the average home sale price is because at the end of the year, when you've completed all your transactions, there's a good chance the average is going to be about 350,000. So you might have some $200,000 sales, some $450,000 sales, some $500,000 sales. But in this instance, with this math, I am saying that the average home sale price that you are going to conduct is $350,000. So $350,000 times 2.5% commission split, which should be the commission split to one side, which is your split to the brokerage, is going to be $87.50. That's what the brokerage is going to make from your real estate transaction, of which 80% could be yours, or 70% if you're brand new. 70% or 80%. And so we'll figure the math out here, $87.50. And I'll make another video on our commission split and whatnot, so you can fully understand that and how commission split works, because some people forget when they're brand new. So I will create that and add that in here, of course, so you can fully understand that and you'll know where you are very clearly. Some people are 100% commission split with just a small transaction fee. So some people might be able to hit this goal substantially sooner or faster. But with this math, very quickly, let's just say that we take the $87.50 that you made to the brokerage, and we have your split of 80% of that is yours. That means $7,000 is yours on an average deal. every deal that you close, the average should be $7,000 in this instance, okay? So what we do is we take $100,000, which is your goal, we divide it by $7,000, and that will tell us how many deals you need to do. So this is 14.28 deals, this math, okay? Let me just double check that, which I'm 99% sure that's correct. I'm going to say $100,000 divided by $7,000 per transaction. We have to do 14.28 transactions. Now, you see here that I put 15 deals to meet the goal. I'm always rounding up. Why not, right? We're not going to do 14 deals. We won't hit the goal. So 15 deals will go over the goal. I'd rather go over the goal than less. So let's be conservative in the numbers. Now, going to the next slide, this is how to obtain that same goal, okay? We, in this instance, will need to perform 3,000 reach outs to get to 15 deals, okay? And this is just general terminology of math of whatever, how many reach outs you need to do in order to do a transaction. Now, what I'm doing here is we can reverse engineer the math, and actually I'm not going to go into the math because this loses a lot of people, but what we're doing is we're going and saying, hey, if it's 5 appointments conducted in order to get a closing, 5 to 6, then I know I need to have at least that many. So how many appointments do I have to do? I might have to set maybe 7 or 8 appointments, and then you start reverse engineering. What I will do is go back to the sales funnel and show you real quick, just to fully help you understand this if you don't have it. Here, if it takes down here, one deal is 4 clients to 5 appointments conducted to 6 or 7 appointments made to 70 leads to 700 activities that you're going to have to do, 700 reach outs, then your number would be 700 reach outs. 700 reach outs, 10% of those turn into leads. That's 7. 7 turns into, say, 6 or 3 or 4 or whatever your conversion rate is, appointments made, and then maybe 10% of those become appointments conducted, and then they become clients, and then out of those, a certain amount become escrow, go into escrow, and then some turn into dollars. So in this instance, I had done some rough math and said that it's going to be 200 reach outs to get to 1 closing, 200 activities that you're going to have to perform, 200 people that you're going to have to reach out to get to 1 closing, okay? So in this math, which we can go through your numbers and we can start to analyze what it is at the time for you. But in this instance, in order to close 15 deals, I have to reach out to 200 people to get to 1. So 200 people times 15 deals is 3,000 reach outs. I hope you guys are staying along with me. If not, you can reach out to me anytime and I can further explain this, okay? So now, if I want 15 deals, 3,000 reach outs. This is over the course of a year. In this instance, I want $100,000 in a year. So I need to do 3,000 reach outs divided by 12. That's 250 reach outs per month. Or if I want to break that down further, 250 reach outs divided by 4. That's 63 reach outs per week. 63 reach outs per week divided by 7 days will give us 9 reach outs per day. So we're going to round up here and say 70 reach outs a week or 10 reach outs per day. And that will help you be an overachiever. So simply reach out to 70 people per week. Can you do that? Well, I need to know who to reach out to. And that's where mailing lists come into play. You start to identify target markets. These are, it's very, very easy. There are a lot of people that own homes out there. Okay, you just look outside your window, anywhere you are ever, and there are homes everywhere. People want to buy those and people want to sell those. So you just have to get in front of those people at the right time and you end up getting sales. It's that simple. As long as you are a good person and you focus on morality and you focus on your education and becoming a professional, then you will get continued great testimonials and you will continue to help people achieve their goals in real estate. And in so will also achieve your own. Let's go on to the next slide. If you have any questions about the math here, this is strictly logical. You now know exactly how many people you need to talk to in order to achieve your goals of $100,000 and work your way up down this sales funnel so your business can be consistent business. Okay. This is how we generate consistent business. We focus on these numbers every year. The numbers can change. You can have a goal of 250,000. You have a goal of $1 million. You can have different goals on how to scale and build your business up so that you can get other people to help you out with these tasks. And I can help you out with a lot of that assistance and different lead generation techniques. So let's go to the next slide here. I'm just going to take a sip. Some coffee. Okay. Time management. Time management, when you are just starting out as an entrepreneur, can be difficult to identify when you can work on your business consistently. What ends up happening is, and I'm going to tell you, real estate agents get their license and they are very excited. And I would want you, or I would like you to keep that enthusiasm going. It can be so powerful if you keep this enthusiastic feeling that you could have going. And if you don't have it, attempt to get it. And there's different ways to do that, which I can help you with as well. But this is how you stay consistent. You find the time to do your business and perform those lead generation tactics and perform the actionable items on your to-do list every week and every day. And there's zero way that you can fail. It's math. It's just the way it works. Okay. This is how all businesses work. So let's look at time management. Let's do a time management exercise real quick. There is a lot of different books and education out there on time management. If this is the place that you need help, then I can help you get those books on creating habits and all these different things. But this is a very quick time management actionable exercise that you can identify time right away. Oftentimes, people don't know how much free time they actually have because they think they are booked out. They think that they are completely overwhelmed and they are not going to be able to find much time for this. And they forget that there is 168 hours in a week. And every person on the planet has the same amount of hours in the week. So think about your favorite people in the world and the most successful people you know, close to you, and also people you might admire and aspire to be. They also have 168 hours in a week. So there is a way for you to take advantage of each and every hour that you can. And so I asked someone, and I do this all the time, where I say, okay, what do you do every week? And so if you'd like to get a pen and a paper right now, if you didn't already start taking notes, you can write 168 hours at the top. And underneath that, you can say how many hours you sleep, because we know you do that. How many hours you take to eat, get dressed, how many hours you work if you have a job, and write all of it down. Some people, this particular person, 10 hours of driving and getting ready for work in the morning. 49, 7 hours a night they slept, 40 hours a week, 10 hours for errands, shopping, all the things you have to do, manage your insurances and go food shopping and pay bills and all these different things, 10 hours per week, this person had said. And then they also said that they hang with their friends and family for 21 hours per week, which is about 3 hours every single day, which is maybe more than many people that I know, but maybe not as well, because this is focus time. Okay, you have to get somewhat granular in your life. If you're on your phone on the couch and you're at home spending time with family, that's not focus time. You're not spending time with your kids. You're not spending time with significant other or your loved ones. So that is the time that we're trying to identify specifically. So this person was honest and said, I spend 3 hours a day with people that I love, and I spend specific time with them. And then they realized that they had 38 hours left over. If you take 168 hours, you subtract all of these hours, there's still almost a full-time job available. And so those hours are not consistent in the sense that it's like 2 hours every single day at 1 o'clock. Usually these hours to identify are a little bit on the weekend. Maybe it's Sunday between 1 and 5. Maybe you don't work on Sunday. Maybe that whole day is shot. Maybe we just cut that whole day out and it's Saturday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can do some of your actionable items. And every day during your lunch hour, it only takes you 30 minutes to eat your lunch, 30 minutes you can perform your tasks. So that is, times 5, that's 2.5 hours you can find right there. So all I'm doing here is I would like to challenge you to identify some hours that you could choose in your life that are specific and consistent, more importantly than anything, that are consistent with your week, that every week you can do it at the same time, and you just put it in your calendar. Use a calendar, put it in your calendar, and every week you force yourself to have discipline and all those great things to go and do the tasks that are necessary to perform that I give you, or you give yourself, or are procured by completing tasks. Just one final point on time management: habit creation. We are creatures of habit. So once you start to get in a rhythm of doing this, it takes like 3 to 5 times. So 3 to 5 weeks of doing this, and it should be somewhat of a habit where you're going to be like, oh, I got to get this done. Or, oh, I found some new time, I can get that done. And you will be a machine at that point where you won't be able to stop yourself. It's just automatic money. It's just automatic investing in yourself, in these to-do lists and this time. So that's how that works. So in conclusion of the onboarding video, I hope that you guys got some general feedback and tasks and an idea of what it takes to be a real estate agent and how to be successful. And so I'm going to leave you with a few final thoughts that we delve into in Divine University that I didn't already point out, that are some things that I would like to be more specific in pointing out. Businesses are metrics oriented. I said it in the beginning of this video. I want to point it out again. Businesses need, the owners of the businesses need to understand the metrics that work for their business. There are a lot of numbers that you could try to pay attention to, and a lot of them are pointless. So let's focus on the metrics that matter. Okay, the things that matter to you, so you can kind of keep track of the ones that matter rather than wasting time focusing on metrics that aren't, and just how to understand how metrics can be utilized and best, formulate a plan to use these metrics to better yourself in the future. Okay. Continued mentorship and learning is important. If you want to be an entrepreneur or successful in anything that you do, you've got to have people that have either done it or are doing it along with you, and so you could share ideas. Mentorship is not always someone that's above you. Sometimes it's someone running and gunning with you, and you guys can learn from each other, okay? This person learns this person learns this. We bring that together. We create synergy. We come up with, if you don't know what synergy is, understand what synergy is. Okay, I'm going to go spin off here for a second. Synergy is when two minds come together and create what we identify as a third mind. They create ideas together that they never would have come up with separately. So this person says something, and then this person says something, and then this person or this person says, oh my God, I did not think about this before. How about this idea or that idea? And they start sparking procreation of ideas between each other. And that is creating synergy, or a hive mind, or a mastermind, as I believe Zig Ziglar and Napoleon Hill termed in their educational programs. So anyways, coming back to the slides here, accountability is something that I think that you should definitely pay attention to. Accountability is, okay, it's been 4 weeks and I haven't done anything at all, or 3 weeks. I haven't looked at my to-do list at all. Who's keeping me accountable? Is it me? Because I'll make excuses for me. So you need someone to look over your shoulder sometimes and be like, hey, what have you gotten done? So one thing that we have here in Divine Real Estate is we have accountability meetings once per week that anyone can participate in if you so choose. You don't have to. Some people aren't good with accountability. Some people get it done on their own. They don't need accountability. So you can feel free to partake in the educational classes and accountability programs that we have as well. If you want an accountability partner, call another real estate agent, call me, call one of your leaders, anyone that you look up to in the company. And most of us would have no problem being your accountability partner, at least on a weekly basis, where we can check in with you, and it can simply just be a call. Hey, what'd you get done last week? Oh, I got nothing done. Okay, well, what are you going to get done this week? Oh, well, I'm going to plan on getting this done. Okay, great. So it's okay to fall off. I just want to point out there. Okay, that was what I was pointing out. It's okay to fall off for a week, 2 weeks, whatever amount of time frame, as long as you're jumping back on. Totally fine. That's the great part about accountability. No judgment. What are we doing next? Who's next? What's next? What are we getting done? So that is positive and honest, constructive criticism as well. This is what I'm working on. Well, I don't think that's that effective. How about we work on this? Or I learned from this program that maybe we should do this. And so that is where we start to be strongly honest with each other about what needs to get done and not done. A lot of variables can happen, problems in life. We can all make excuses, and we can also have realistic things that happen to us that set us back, and that's okay in either case. But what are we doing about it next is the goal. So having good continued mentorship around you and accountability and even learning can keep you on the horse, getting it done and riding things out as getting as much done as possible as you can, even in downturns, in times of turmoil. Okay. How to scale and stay consistent. That is something that we teach here at Divine Real Estate. Okay. I can help you scale almost any business. It doesn't even have to be real estate. Okay. I understand business and I understand how to scale it. I understand how to help people pay attention to the metrics, stay logical, have a vision, create a mission statement, and have, a reason to continue and keep working through it, finding people that can help you grow and scale. So in your real estate business, I know that I can stand by you and help you, along with many other individuals that I've been educating for years that have stayed with this company, can also help you with. And we are very honest with each other and upfront, and we are very strong-minded with what we know needs to get done without any excuses. So, and having your friends and family support is important. Now that you're becoming an entrepreneur, you're going to potentially be taking time away from family or friends or even yourself or any task. So it's important to get significant others and loved ones on board with this idea of, hey, I want to set aside time for this business and what I want to do, and I would love your support in helping me get educated or just allowing me to take the time to do what I need to do. And maybe you might have to pick up a little bit of the slack, or vice versa. I have to work twice as hard. Just understand that I'm going to be under maybe a little bit more stress, or I just need time away. I need to get away to go do this. And I need your support in doing that. And is there any way that you might be able to help me in doing so? And I'll, return the favor in another way. Or hopefully, if I end up having success with this, we'll all go on vacation or whatever it might be, whatever ties in with your goals and their goals, so that you guys can all have a procreative, valuable experience together in achieving dollars and also a betterment of your life, if this is the goals that you're looking to do. So that concludes the video, and I really look forward to being able to be the one that might be able to help you out and in achieving the goals that you want, whatever it is. Identify those first and download the to-do list, watch the rest of the videos, get educated, and let's learn from each other. I want to learn from you just as much as you might be able to learn something from me. So I really appreciate you watching this video, and I really look forward to being the one that can help you out. So thank you so much for watching this.